Hey guys, it's Charlene. I am here to share with you 5 reasons you need a new tool in your life. Now, you might remember from last year when the paper pouncer came out, total game changer. These guys are awesome. But Picket Studios came out with a pint-sized pouncer. Look how cute. All right, I'm going to show you 5 reasons you need this in your life. So let's get started. So here we have the Bright Rainbow pack. There are 9 pint-sized pouncers in the pack, just like the regular sized pouncers that come in a 9-pack. You have light pink, red, orange, yellow, light green, dark green, teal or light blue, dark blue, and purple. So you've got the whole rainbow there. And you can see here's a regular size pouncer just to give you a sense of the scale difference between these. You could probably fit about 3 pint-sized pouncers into the size of one regular pouncer. So they are quite a bit smaller than the regular size pouncer. In addition to the Bright Rainbow pack, there is also a 3-pack of neutrals. So you're going to have light gray, brown, and black. And then they also come in a 3-pack of white. These are really great for specialty kind of inks like embossing inks, white pigment ink, and you can do a lot of fun techniques with those. Okay, reason number 1, say goodbye to the hassle of masking. The pint-sized paper pouncers make it so that you can easily apply different colors of ink through a stencil without worrying about masking off different areas. This is a game changer for creating intricate designs. So you can see here I have my 5x6 paper inking palette. I put down a piece of A2 sized cardstock, and then I'm using this gorgeous stencil. I will link down below in the description to everything that I'm using today. This is the Baking at Home A2 stencil. And then I have my teal, blue, and purple pint-sized pouncers. So I'm just picking up some ink from my ink cube there, and I'm then pouncing it right over the top of the stencil. It's super easy to do, and you can see nothing is going into that next section of the stencil, even though I only have that teeny tiny line in between the 2 areas. So this is going to work for the majority of your stencils. You're not going to have to mask things off. Now, certainly if you have something right next to each other, you may still need to do a little bit of masking, but this really makes it easy for you to color in stencils, especially if you have floral stencils where you have leaves and flowers and things like that. And keep in mind, these operate the exact same way that the regular size pouncers do. So you're pouncing up and down. So you saw that I didn't use any pixie spray or anything like that. But because I'm pouncing up and down rather than swirling a brush over this stencil, I don't have to worry at all about the ink getting underneath those tiny parts of the stencil that could easily lift up if I was using a brush. Now, I did not speed up anything. All of this is done in real time. I did cut out some of it because I wanted to shorten the video, but it only took me a few minutes to color in this entire stencil. And you can see I have all 3 beautiful colors, and I'm just going to peel it off of my palette so I can give you a look up close. Really, really pretty. So I want to show you just how close you can really get with these pouncers. So I did a second background. This is with the bottom layer of the Bake a Cookie A2 stencil. And you can see those circles are literally right next to each other. I did no masking. I came in here with every single paper pouncer and did an array of colors all the way across the stencil. And when I peel off the stencil, you're going to see that there's very, very little overlap of the color. It looks gorgeous. I love how this background turned out. And even though it was a cookie stencil, it created this fun, almost watercolory look because the edges are kind of wavy on those circles. Really cool. Okay, to show you reason number 2, I'm going to be using the Hooray Word Die, and I'm actually going to go ahead and cut these letters apart. So I'm just going to very carefully take my scissors and follow along the path of the letter in order to cut apart the letter that's next to it. Super easy to do. Once I get those all cut apart, I'm going to put them down here on my paper inking palette, and then I'm going to use my Pint-Sized Pouncers to color all of these die cuts. So there you have reason number 2, coloring multiple different die cuts at once. If you've ever hesitated to color multiple die cuts next to each other, fearing that you're going to accidentally mix up the ink colors or get ink on some of the die cuts that you don't intend to, with the pouncers you can really color multiple die cuts with ease. You don't have to risk getting unwanted colors on any of those die cuts. So you can see I finished up the pink one, and then I'm going to come right in and color my orange one. I'm doing these all in rainbow. We've got some bright colors for this video, so I hope that brightens up your day. But it's really easy to apply the ink to these die cuts. You just pounce in your ink cube or ink pad, pick up a little bit of ink, and then you pounce right onto the die cut, and that ink just transfers right over from the pouncer to the die cut. So once I finished coloring all of my die cuts, I went ahead and cut out another one of the word dies in white cardstock. And then I just apply some glue to where each letter should be, and I can glue everything so that it's all back together. Can't ever tell that it was cut apart. I want to show you another card I previously made. Now here you can see I colored those letters, and what I did was an ombre effect. I just blended the inks right into each other, so that's something else that you can do with these Pint-Sized Pouncers. To demonstrate reason number 3, I'm going to use the More Ash Leaves dies. Now I've cut out 3 of the leaf dies. These are very detailed die cuts. You can see they have these tiny little parts that can very easily be bent or torn off. But because I'm using the Pint-Sized Pouncers, and you use a pouncing motion, an up and down motion, when you are coloring anything, it's not going to bend or tear any of those little pieces on the die cut. Now, I've struggled in the past with brushes with these kinds of detailed die cuts, so I really love that I don't have to worry about that with the Pint-Sized Pouncers. Okay, reason number 4. Tell me you guys love multicolored stamping. I'm going to show you a fun trick first here with the paper inking palette. Because it is made of the same material as a photopolymer stamp, you can actually pick up ink from the palette and put it onto your cardstock. Now, in order to get a beautiful blend and not have any kind of streaks or anything like that, using the Pint-Sized Pouncers, I can do small strips of color, small areas of color on this paper inking palette, and then when I put my cardstock down, it's going to pick up all of the ink that is sitting on the palette. There are all kinds of fun techniques you could do here. It kind of works similar to a gel press, but so much easier because all you have to do is pounce the ink on, and you could do multiple layers if you wanted to. So I've got all 3 colors of ink down on there. I'm just going to place my piece of cardstock, rub it onto the palette, and then I can peel the cardstock off, and it's going to pick up all of that ink. Look how cool that looks for a quick and easy background. Okay, I showed you that fun trick with the paper inking palette, but now I want to show you with those regular stamps that you have in your stash. I have these larger silhouette style stamps of fish. This is the Officially stamp set, and I'm going to go ahead and ink each one of these up with a different color. I'm not worried at all about how close these are together, so I inked a pink one up right next to an orange one, and now I'm going to come in and color one yellow and one green, and then I will also color one blue and one purple. So once I've pounced on all my ink, I just flip over my stamp plate here on my stamp wheel, and I'm going to give good even pressure all the way across to get that ink to transfer onto the cardstock. And look at that, beautiful. And you could apply as many layers as you want. The more layers you add, the more vibrant your color is going to be. So I went ahead and did a second layer, and here I'm just applying that again on the cardstock, and you're going to see 2 layers I think is plenty. It really helps those colors pop. Now I finished off my blue and purple fish, and I did 2 layers on those as well. Now before I move on, I want to show you the difference between using a paper pouncer and just going direct to a stamp with my ink cube. You're going to see there is a huge difference in how the ink gets applied to the stamp. The paper pouncer makes it nice and smooth. You don't have any streaks or anything like that. And you can see when you use the cube, you get a lot more variation in the finished product. Last but not least, reason number 5. Have you ever experienced frustration with smearing ink while you're coloring stamped images through a stencil? All right, guys, not anymore. The Pint-Sized Pouncers are going to give you clean, crisp results. You're not going to get any ink smeared. You can see here I stamped out 3 fish in black ink, and I went ahead because I didn't have a coordinating stencil for these fish. I just went ahead and die cut out, and I'm using my negative in order to act like a stencil. So I just place it right over the fish, and then I pounce my ink right through. Now the reason you're not going to get any smearing is because of how the Pint-Sized Pouncers apply ink. You're doing that up and down pouncing motion, so you're pouncing directly over that black ink. You're not smearing it around or pushing it around with a brush, so it gives you very vibrant, clear results. All right, there you have it. 5 reasons why you need to get your hands on these fantastic pint-sized paper pouncers from Picket Studios. Once you try them, you're going to love them and wonder how you ever crafted without them. Here's a quick recap of the 5 cards I made, all finished. I wanted to show you guys those. Please be sure to like and subscribe, as well as hit the notification bell so that you'll get notified about future videos here on the Picket Studios YouTube channel. Thanks again, and I hope you all have a wonderful day.